There is a massive gold rush happening at the moment, and everybody is calling themselves an AI consultant or an AI specialist. And look, some of those people are brilliant at the technical engineering side of things. I look up to a lot of people in this space who are amazing at building agents and autonomous workflows. However, there are a lot of people who are dangerously underqualified opportunists. And if you're not careful, you can end up paying premium for a solution that doesn't just waste a lot of money, it puts your business at risk. Hey, I'm Joe. As with everything on the channel, this is all about business, return on investment, and doing AI properly. Today, I'm breaking down the 7 biggest red flags when hiring an AI consultant. These are the telltale signs that the person pitching you doesn't actually know how to deploy this technology in a business environment. And stick around for number 7, because if you miss that one, you lose control of your own company's data. Let's get into it. Number 1 is they promise 100% accuracy. Anyone that is guaranteeing perfection effectively admits that they don't understand how large language models work. LLMs are probabilistic, they are not deterministic. And that means they predict the next likely word or thing that happens. They don't know facts, and models can hallucinate, they make assumptions, and they get things wrong. A specific red flag here is if a consultant says to you, we can prompt it perfectly so it never makes a mistake. That is impossible. A real consultant talks about failure rates, they talk about human in the loop, evaluations, and catching errors before the customer sees them. The test question for you is, what happens when the model hallucinates? If they don't have a safety mechanism for that, I would walk away. Number 2, the ChatGPT wrapper trap. I have seen this so much in my time. So this is where a fancy user interface is on top of a basic API call. So this is where a consultant comes along, they sell you this amazing looking interface and dashboard, and actually all it is in the back end is ChatGPT. If you're paying those high fees, you need to be paying for custom logic, proprietary data integration, or complex automation chains. If all that they're doing is taking your own input, sending it to OpenAI, and then showing you the different result in a different window, all you're doing is just paying a middleman tax for something you could do yourself for $20 a month. Real consultants build systems around your workflows. They connect the AI to your CRM, your email, your inventory. They create IP for you. And if they can't explain the technical architecture beyond it uses GPT, you aren't really buying software, you're buying a subscription to a very shiny box. Number 3, they pitch solutions before understanding the problem. If they come into the first meeting excited about building autonomous agents, voice bots or chat bots before they've even looked at your SOPs, and that's your standard operating procedure, they aren't business first, and this is the classic hammer looking for a nail. The best AI implementations usually start very boring. They start with an audit and a conversation around your problems. Great consultants, they diagnose first, they design second, and build last. They should be asking, where is the bottleneck? Where are you losing money? If they prescribe the medicine before diagnosing, that is a massive red flag. Number 4, closely related to number 3, they talk AI before business. If the pitch focuses entirely on the tool sets, i.e. Claude, GPT, whatever it might be, instead of actually talking about outcomes, the project will most likely fail. Ultimately, as a customer, you don't really care about the model architecture and the bit that's in the middle. All you really care about is the bit at the beginning. How do we get this data, and how do we get the outcome and result of that? Your business drives the technology, not the other way around. You ultimately want to be hearing phrases like, this will cut customer support ticket times by 40%, or this will automate lead qualification. And if they can't explain the return on investment clearly without using that technical jargon, they are, in my opinion, hobbyists, not consultants. Number 5, there is no human in the loop plan. Removing humans from the workflow on day 1 is extremely reckless. We've all seen the news stories of chatbots offering, huge refunds or giving money back to customers or even swearing at customers. And this happens when you try to automate 100% of the process too early. Early stage AI systems need review. They need quality assurance and oversight. You scale automation after proving reliability, and you want consistent reliability as well. If a consultant tells you their system will replace your staff instantly, expect some really costly mistakes and brand damage in the long run. The green flag here is like a co-pilot approach. You want to see the consultant building you these co-pilot AIs that you integrate into parts of your business first in small little pockets, and then you can expand outwards. Number 6, they treat data privacy as an afterthought. If they don't immediately ask what data is sensitive, what system it touches, and what shouldn't leave your environment, they are legally dangerous. You cannot throw internal financial docs into public models and hope for the best. They need to be talking about API data retention policies, making sure OpenAI or Anthropic aren't training on your data. And they need to be talking about data governance. If privacy isn't the first topic they raise, it becomes a liability later. Ask them really strictly, is my data used to train the model? If they hesitate, you should probably stop the project. And finally, number 7. This is by far the most important red flag. Zero documentation or data flow mapping. If they can't show exactly where your data goes, which API it touches, and what gets stored where, you are ultimately trusting a black box with your business. This is where real risk sits for you and your organization. The workflow might look really simple to you, but behind the scenes, it could be sending your internal information to Zapier or OpenAI and then a vector database and then back again. And your data could be going to all these different systems without you knowing. If then the consultant you're working with was to disappear tomorrow, do you own the code? Do you know how it works? Or are you locked into a system you can't fix? If they don't provide a scheme or a data map, you face huge vendor lock-in. And this is a huge worry. Look, AI can be a massive competitive advantage, but only if the foundation is solid. You have to use these red flags as your filter. If someone fails even on one of them, I'd keep looking around. And if you want AI that actually improves revenue, efficiency, and performance without putting your business at risk, go through this little red flag checklist and make sure that they're hitting all of these ones. Anyway, hope this helps, and hit reply to subscribe for more no-nonsense AI business strategy.